Alright, y'all, so I am making chicken nuggets right now. Yo, set a timer for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes starting now.
Huh. A lot of Instagram notifications. I'm gonna close those, turn that off. Alright, bet. So, Calc 3 test tomorrow. We're gonna study. I recently downloaded all of Neo. I'm not sure if it's Neon Genesis or Neo Genesis Evangelion or Evangelion. I'm not sure which one it is. I heard the black-haired bitch in one of them say Evangelion. I feel that is pretty indicative of which I should call it. But anyway, I'm just gonna be grinding out work today. That's really all we got going on. So yeah. Trying to make it so my monitors actually face me. Is this thing done charging? Yeah. I'll just like put that there for now. I need to declutter my desk. I also need to do hella English, but I think we're gonna have to save that one for tomorrow, given the fact that like this Calc 3 test is literally tomorrow. And the worst part is too, like my student accommodations meeting shit is damn, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it's after the test, so I don't get any accommodations until the test is over. Dumbest shit ever. Okay, so line integrals are not on this exam. Main thing, how do you turn on streamer mode enabled? Okay, thank God. Okay, yeah, it is enabled. Doesn't really matter given the size of my fan base, or lack thereof. I'll spend like maybe 3 Celsius on stream, so I'm gonna move that over there. Dude, what the hell? Also, I told my dad yesterday that Neon Genesis Evangelion, or yeah, the Evangelion. That shit has an 8.5 on IMDb and a 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, which I feel means it's an amazing show. Now, my taste, I feel it either has to have a Rotten Tomatoes score that's like a fifth of what it is on IMDb. Like, Dude, Where's My Car? That's a really good example. Or, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. I guess a fourth. I guess a quarter. Yeah. It either has to have like a mid IMDb score and a horrible Rotten Tomatoes score, or an exceptionally high Rotten Tomatoes score and then a high-end IMDb score, because I've started to value good writing. And it's funny that I don't have the same taste issue when it comes to me. I guess I kind of do, but it's for production. If I listen, like, I can't listen to stuff with bad production. Someone I know, they're really good at singing, but their beats are butt booty cheeks. So they rely on my other friend who's getting better. Like his ideas are amazing. This friend number 2 is super creative, amazing guy, like one of the nicest people on the planet. I'll have a collab with him. So yeah, friend 1 is kind of faking, just does like this push pull stuff, and his production is like butt booty cheeks. And then, like, it's so hard to listen to bad production on a track. Like, why is that in my library? I mixed this myself. It's fire, you know. I could have gone a little harder on the tuning. I could have, tracked it in. The issue is he didn't even give me a key for the song. I had to find it myself, which, I mean, that's a really bad. Yeah, that's bad. But the drums slap. Now, there are no dynamics in there. So if you're listening on like an actual good system, you're going to be pretty disappointed. Because it was at like -6 LUFS. Obviously, Apple's going to turn it down. Yeah. It just sucks. The only thing I regret on that mix is not tuning his vocals like hard enough, because you can hear the resonance, but that might also just be like the notes he picked in order to do the harmonies that he did. Yeah. Poopy. And I'm not saying I'm good at what I do, right? But if we look at like Spotify listeners. Oh, Spotify's right here. What the hell? I didn't even know that. Let's go to... We're at 10 monthly listeners. I'm not bringing that number up either. 10. Let's follow him. And then... This guy's one of my favorites. I love this dude. Why am I not following him? What the hell? Yeah, this guy's sick. He deserves every single one of the 0.5 or in the 0.4 and the 1.4 times listeners that he has. This is where I'm at. A little while ago it was 150 something. So I could be going a little harder. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude. I don't know. I think honestly I just need to start putting out more and more and more music. I feel that I haven't done that enough. Man, I went from like 150 to like 1... That's one of the first beats I've ever done. Did not know how reverb worked or really anything at all. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's see my splits. distrokid.com/mymusic. Bro, how do I see my streams? Stats? Is it in here? Spotify. Ooh, that's pretty high. Last 365 days, I've left 4,000 streams. I don't know. Apparently, I'm pretty big in Turkey and Germany. The hell? This is what we're looking at. I did not expect this. I mean, if I'm doing like instrumental, you know, that makes sense. Let's check Apple out. Apple's gonna be a lot less. Display. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, 53. What the fuck? What happened on the 29th? Is that when that song come out? Holy caps. Check me out. Did that drop on the 29th? Okay, no, that dropped on June 8th. I love how we don't see... It's like June 6th, 58. June 8th, when it actually drops, 7. 50 on the 11th. It's like, what? I don't get it. I think it's 0 for this. Yeah, 0 units. Yo, no one's... Who buys music? Who would buy this? Hopefully someone someday. But like... The hell? Matter of fact, let's check out my bank. Not too shabby. I didn't even finish the track. All right, so we're gonna wait for this to finish playing, such that I get another monthly listener. I used to talk in a really thick AAVE accent, and I think it's because I had like very little social interaction in middle school, and I just watched like World Star. Actually, really like throughout COVID. And that was like the only social interaction, quote unquote, that I got. Like the only thing that I got that resembled social interaction, and I think that's why that started. But after doing math, specifically an online real analysis course, like I've had to articulate my ideas so thoroughly that I don't know, I don't really have a choice. So are there any practice problems? This is my question. Double integral polar example. Let's see this. Okay, if n is even, there are 2 end pedals. If n is odd, there are end pedals. 3 times the sine of 3 times theta. Outside r equals 1. Where the fuck is 1 node, dude? Wonder how my torrents are doing. Not too shabby. Are we done? Okay, yeah, that's fire. If I reload this, I better have 138. Attention span, are these like my best songs? Like, what's going on? Oh, this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Hand the shit at all. Tried to count the truth, we was hurting them all the most. Rather see me down than watch me rise to the top. Tragic how they face my
All of these are off of 22. Energy made this one. Let's go digging through my discography. What the fuck have I even released? Popular releases. Let's do show all. Oh, I love the song. She want me Jackson, yeah, that bitch is a slave. I just in the door. I was going for like 80s J-pop, mainly because that's what was sampled for Pissy Pamper. Yeah, that was the vibe. Oh, this was fire. I remember making this shit. Turn off shuffle. Whoa. I spent so much time making... Like, this I'd say was my, like, industry prime. I don't know, this is back when I was able to make, like, really, like, mainstream beats. Like, that was, like, a good Travis Scott beat, like, here. What is this? Yo, I think this was a loop. Oh, John, get a bitch, John, I got it cool. 14, the bitch get loose. She tryna win, a bit about a house. I beat her in, 40 in the couch. I let her spin. That's what that shit reminds me of. I didn't, so I had soft clipper on these on the master, but for some reason I decided to render them without master effects on. I don't know why, dude. It's rough. That shit must have been corrupted. Chicken nuggets are ready, dude. Hell yeah. Oh, this is peak. very low effort beat. Yeah, be back soon. I just saw like a reel with a dude, and he was talking about how Uzi can't rap, and how Uzi's not one of the greatest artists of this generation, like not even top 100 of all time. Puts Logic above him. Like, what the hell? Anyway, I just want to clarify the reason we have Osama-san, Netspend, all of these people is because of Uzi. Uzi came up by himself starting 2015. He started releasing music. I hopped on 2017 when we moved here, when I was, a little third grader. Yeah, anyway, Uzi made himself in 2015. Pioneered the stereotypical SoundCloud rapper like sound. Melodic beats, everything. The color dreads, like all of it, like that was Lil Uzi Vert, and he influenced the entire SoundCloud generation. Uzi gave Cardi everything. Not everything. Uzi gave Cardi so much of a bigger stage than he had before. The reason Cardi got as big as he did was because he was frequently collaborating with Lil Uzi, and they made such a good duo together, and Uzi was so much more famous by the time that they started. That's actually why Cardi started collabing with him, so he could get famous. And the fact that Cardi was able to get to that popularity level to where when he released Whole Lotta Red, it became like obscenely influential. Like, yeah, Cardi did that. Uzi put him in a position to where he was able to do that. Uzi put people on the map. Uzi pioneered a lot of Juice WRLD sound. Like, Uzi was doing it first, and they might have come to it separately. Juice WRLD might have listened to Uzi before he started working, on tracks or whatever. But it's like, Uzi pioneered a lot of this stuff. And the offshoots, yeah, people did individual offshoots, but Uzi set like the baseline. Like, Uzi like started it. Who brought Uzi up? No one. He brought himself up. So many people, you can link them to each other and doing all this crap. Yeah, bro. And to say that Uzi can't rap, given his released and unreleased verses, is absurd. Frankly, like it's actually just an absurd thing to say. So we're right here, double integral. Okay, so if n is even, there are two n pedals. R equals 3 sine 3 theta, but outside R equals 1. Yeah, dude. So for sine of n theta, there are pedals. N equals 2x plus 1 for x is element of whole numbers, and I wonder if it's pedals. I did not know that they were spelled differently. What the hell? Because a pedal, not like a pedaler, like two pedal. That's like what you like use to like pedal on your bike. And then that's like a flower pedal. That's weird. Okay. So this, because 3 is an odd number, there are 3 pedals, which means we have 2 pi over 3. Right? Hold on. Okay, so we have this shit. God damn it, bro. Nope. Okay, yep. So all of this shit, that's 2 pi. If we're splitting that shit up into 3s, that means there's a cut here. So 360 divided by 3 is what? 120. This is 90. This is 180. So 90 plus 30. No. Yeah, that bit's got to be like right. Nope. Yeah, that should look about right. Yeah, bit. So we're doing this shit 2 pi, and then from 2 pi to pi over 3. What the hell? 2 pi over 3. I feel like that makes sense. And then if it's a sine, I'm pretty sure it's asymmetrical about this bitch. It's symmetrical about this bitch. So yeah, dude. Yeah, let's write it out. So we have 1/2 r squared times theta. Then we have that seems about right. And then what is r at its absolute biggest? It's the sine of 3 theta. So sine at its greatest is 1. Right. Sine at its greatest is when theta equals pi, right? So if we divide that bitch by, or no, pi over 2. So if we divide that bitch by 3, we get pi over 6. So, yeah, we have r has to be less than 3. So r has to be less than 3 because sine caps out at 1. And if there are 3 petals and it caps out at pi over 6, that's I don't even know what. Pi over 6. What the fuck is that? Obviously, that's pi over 2. Damn, I really want to look at the Discord. Whatever. Stage with the man like a vandal. Run the stage with a chop like a vandal. Dance. Watch the speaker there, boom. Killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Deadly. Yeah, fuck. So R's gotta be less than 3. So we can just put that bitch down right now. Actually, and then theta, if sine is nothing at 0 and caps out at Pi over 6. All right, so that's essentially a third of the way up here. Wait, what the hell? No, it's not. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, bro. Pi over 6. So that's from when sine is 0 to sine is at its max. So that's half of one pedal. And there are 3 pedals, so we have to do 6 times that. I'm 99% sure. So we're essentially doing 3 sine of 3 times theta. And then from there, I'm pretty sure we can just do a U sub or something. What the fuck? 1/3 times sine to the negative 1 of 1/3. How do we know that? What? Alpha to pi over 6. Okay, so alpha, how the fuck? I don't get it. Oh, because alpha is where that comes into contact right there. Her drawing is just a little off. Let me zoom in real quick. So alpha should be where this thing starts, and then it caps out right here at pi over 6. Right? So, given a circle here. Yeah, thank you, Microsoft. Probably don't hear that much, but you know, that's whatever. I'm just gonna draw one pedal. Alpha is where this shit starts, and then this is the max. That's pi over 6. And it doesn't start from theta equals 0 because here we're integrating jack shit and fuck all. 3 times the sine of theta is less than 1. So this shit is pi over 6, and then alpha is right there. Holy dumbass, bro. I'm actually on one today. I'm kidding, I'm not on one. 3 sine of 3 times theta. Actually, yeah, I'm going to set that to... Yeah, that's... Because this angle put into this equation has to equal 1. So we have 1/3, and then we do the inverse of the sine. Arc sine. Not doing binomial shit right now. And then 1/3 of that equals alpha. Roasted! Okay, so we plug that bitch in. 1/3 arc sine of 1/3. Now, it was a negative. I might remember there being a negative on there. I'm glad that after looking at the paper, I was able to get it. We're going to come back to more of those. Let's do a new one. Triple... What the hell? What is going on? Alright. Downloads. Triple integrals. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. And then I don't have the attention span to look at the rest of the shit, so let's just look at the rules. I don't really know the objective here. What's he saying? Like, these are the bounds that we have? Probably. So, let's do it to z, then y, then x. So, our bounds for z is the square root of x squared plus y squared. So if we wrote that in polar coordinates, it'd just be the radius. Z and what the fuck is this last one? Y plus 2z equals 6. 6 minus y. Z equals 3 minus y over 2. And then z is greater than 0. So, okay, one of them damn, I don't know. Okay, so z has to equal the radius. Which means if we're on XYZ coordinate plane, it looks like a cone. X, Y, Z. Automatically, we know z is greater than 0. Let's draw that bitch in. And then we have z equals 3 minus y over 2. So we're gonna start, because that's a plane. That's a slanted plane. This line, 3 minus y over 2. And then z is greater than 0. So I think, damn, I don't know what the fuck to do. My dog's being an actual dumbass. I am upset right now. Okay. I don't know. We have to bound x squared, or we have to bound x and y somehow. So when we're taking z, 3 minus y over 2. So when does x squared plus y squared equal 3 minus y over 2? Equals 9 minus y plus y squared. So if we take out y squared, x squared equals 9 minus y. And we need to solve this for x equals 0. because you know it's on that line. We're trying to solve it for like just the cone goes up and then it goes flat, and then we can solve for the upper part. So 0 equals 9 minus y, and then y equals 9. Now, if we know z equals 3 minus y over 2, 3 minus 9 over 2 equals 6 minus 9 all over 2, which would be negative 1.5. That'd be negative 3 halves. 3 minus 9 over 2 equals negative 3 halves equals z. So yeah, dude. Man, why does this shit have to be so difficult? I don't even know where to put that. What order should we even do this? Because if we're doing dz, dy, dx, we can define... So here's the thing. We have to define x and y in terms of z, but we only need to define z in terms of y. So we could do... The last one is dy, and then we have it dx, dz, dy. Fuck. Oh shit. What the hell? Okay, so there's a negative side to this. I forgot. So if we're assuming x is 0, that's just y squared equals 3 minus y over 2. Y squared plus y over 2 minus 3. I don't really know. 1/4 and then 1/16 plus 1/16, 49/16. What the fuck? 49/16. That's perfect. For when we take the square root. So then we have y plus 1/4 squared equals 49/16, which is just 7/4. Y plus 1/4 equals 7/4. Or I guess it's plus or minus 7/4. So if we do plus 7/4, that'd be plus 6/4. 6/4. And if we did negative 7/4, that'd be negative 8/4, which is 3 halves equals 3 halves negative 2. So yeah, there's a collision at y equals 3 halves and then y equals negative 2. And then z Yeah, I'm not sure what bullshit I was pulling with that one. Where did that plus y... Oh, I forgot to even do the y over 2. Yeah, that was dumb. I'm gonna circle all of this, delete it. Circle all of this, delete it, and then move down. Whoa, what the hell? How do you delete this shit? Bro, how do you get rid of this? What the fuck is this? This is dumb. Who invented that? That's actually kind of stupid. And I'm only saying that because I actually dislike the feature. Yeah, let's make that smaller just so that we got like my work and shit documented. So yeah, y equals 3/2 and -2. Obviously the negative here, this is like the bigger side. So we can do an integral where we bind z from 0 to or no, we bind y from... Could we just convert this to fucking polar? No, we can't because we have... Yeah. Fuck. No, we can. That's... Or cylindrical. I wonder if they asked for anything. Yeah, I don't know. Well, regardless, we can bind 0 yeah, let's go from z equals z squared equals x squared plus y squared. So y equals plus or minus root z gets that only because it's the plus. Y can be negative. Y equals plus or minus z squared minus x squared, and then x equals plus or minus root z squared minus y squared. So those are the bounds we currently have. So we can just get the bottom part of the cone so what was it? X, Y. And then Yeah, let's do x dz because we can describe y just with z. We have to describe x with y and z. So x must be from that to z squared minus y squared. I'm moving this.